How is it going, guys? Slippery Jim here. Welcome to my solo high round strategy guide for Exo Survival in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This is the new survival mode, of course, that we have in this game. It is actually pretty fun, but also it's something that you can play, until we get whatever Zombies DLC that they're going to release on us sometime next year, apparently. So that'll be interesting to see. Now, I'm going to give you guys some tips and some tricks to get you to the high rounds. We're going to flip the map at least once. We're probably going to go about 50 waves and I'm going to give you all the details you'll need to get to the high rounds here solo. So there are 3 classes we get to choose from here at the start. The Light Exo, which is definitely a viable class for solo play because it has really good speed mobility. So you can boost jump sideways and stuff like that to avoid enemy fire, which is really useful. And use SMGs and assault rifles. It doesn't have a very good score streak though in the UAV, and it doesn't have much armor, but it is definitely worth it. Heavy Exo I wouldn't use solo. It's probably good in some situations in a group where you can camp because it has that beam LMG, which is doesn't require ammo, which is an advantage. Takes more damage, deals more damage, but doesn't have much mobility or speed. Specialist Exo is what we're going to go with though. In my opinion, this is good. Probably the best one for solo play because initially you have the Cloak Exo ability, which is important for some of the early objective waves we will be getting. And also it has pretty good mobility. Doesn't boost sideways, unfortunately, but you also have the Sentry Gun class score streak, which is very, very useful and effective in high rounds as well. Now, the only downside with this class is you do have to put up with this starting shotgun. The bad thing about this is you have to get up close and personal for it to be effective in killing enemies. And if you're up close and personal, you're going to be putting yourself in harm's way. Especially in these first few rounds when you don't have much armor, because you're going to be facing the enemy, which mostly has exactly the same shotgun as you, and they will do a ton of damage. By the way, you don't just want to stand around, you always want to keep moving when you're playing solo or just in general, unless you really can't doing a camping strategy in a group. Otherwise, they will flank you, they'll come up behind you and knife you, and they can easily down you, especially if you're already taking a little bit of damage. So just keep moving. The main strategy, guys, for this solo play is just simply going to be, at the start of the round, you want to keep moving around the outside of the map in a circular direction. Kind of like some of the zombie strategies that you might have used if you played zombies in, Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops on Kino and stuff like that. And you're going to have a whole trail of these guys coming behind you. But if you stay still for any length of time, they will start flanking you. So just be aware of that. And we'll take out the last few guys here. As you get towards the end of the round, you'll see the number of enemies left on the bottom left corner of the screen, and the last 2 enemies will actually glow red, so you know exactly where you are in terms of the number of enemies left in the round, which is, I guess, useful. Now, at the end of the round, you'll see your round performance in the top right there, which lists the different bonus points that you get for different things. For instance, headshots give you a lot more points, as does finishing the round quickly, and some of those different things. So those points will go towards your support drop that you'll get, which is a random orbital drop that can give you like a care package, which could be something like, another sentry gun, or it could be something else. Or eventually, once you max out the number of those type of support drops that you've got on the right-hand bar, once you've got the maximum number that you can have in your inventory, you will get perks as well. So a good strategy early on is just to stockpile all of those the first few that you get until you get the maximum number in your inventory, and then after that every single one that you'll get will actually be a perk. So you can get your perks earlier by doing that, which is what we're actually going to try for in this game here. So just trying to take out the last few guys here. I'm taking a fair bit of damage here, but we should be okay. And we have the last guy over here to finish off. There we go. So we're not going to be spending any of our upgrade points just yet. We'll save those up until there's something useful to buy. So we probably won't be spending those for at least 5 rounds here. Now this is our first objective round, guys. It could be a random objective that you have to complete. This is one of the easier ones, to collect the dog tags. So they will spawn in random places around the map each time, but very, very easy to find out where they are simply by following the mini-map. And you'll see those little yellow dots, which is the location for these. Now, another little tip is you want to pick up these support drops as soon as you possibly can, because if you just leave them in the map, if you happen to get another support drop, then the first one will disappear, because you can only have one in the map at a single time. So you'll lose out on a support drop if you don't pick them up, and then you get a second one shortly thereafter. So just be aware of that. That's happened to me before. But yeah, I just tend to move, in a circular direction around the map, picking up these dog tags as I go. Ignore most of the enemies until you've collected all of them. Is probably the easiest way to approach it. And you've got, a fair amount of time to pick these up as long as you're doing it single-mindedly here. I'm just looking for this one in this area here. I think it's down below. After a bit of practice, you'll work out where most of these locations are, obviously. Try and get up here to get to the next one. Now, the secondary weapon that you have with this class is actually pretty decent. It's like, oh, look at that Exo Slam. That's such a great move. It's actually a machine pistol, which is pretty decent. And that'll be useful for when we start getting the drones coming in. But right now we have the tsunami coming, guys. Look at it, building on the horizon there. That's pretty epic effect. It's not really the kind of thing that is going to take out a lot of people in multiplayer, because I don't think very many people camp down the bottom of this map. But it's still pretty cool. Pretty epic to have a huge wave like that coming in on the map. It only seems to happen once, though, near the start of a game of Exo Survival, and then it doesn't come back again. So I guess it's like a one-off thing. Okay, so we got our objectives done there, guys. We're just going to skip to the next round again, keep things moving. Now, in this round, we're going to have a few of these, like, Doberman canine enemies attacking us. Now, these guys can climb up high on buildings and stuff like that. They're pretty agile, actually, and they do a fair bit of damage, but they are very weak as well. So you want to try and take those guys out ASAP. And not too much of a problem, though, if you're a little bit careful. So again, still the same strategy, just moving our way around the map. And you can see that they're starting to throw or shoot grenades at us now as well. So just be careful of that. But we're going to try and get a few perks that will help us deal with some of that stuff, like the explosives and all of that stuff, as we go through here. Now, it's worth mentioning as well that you do get like almost like a quick revive, if you're familiar with the zombies perks, in Exo Survival. When you're playing solo, though, you only get revived once, as far as I know. In terms of, as high as I've gone, I've only ever had one life. I don't know if there is a way to get more than one life, but I don't think that there is. So you have to be careful, because if you get downed, you only get one more death until it's game over. Okay, just finishing off the last couple of guys. We got another ammunition drop. And we got a support drop as well, which is pretty awesome. So let's check this out. Let's see what we get on this one. Got some drones attacking me here. So I got lucky and got an upgrade. So we're going to go with toughness, actually, which might seem weird because it reduces the amount of flinching that you do when you're getting shot. But it's actually, the reason I'm getting this is it actually helps a lot, especially if you use this little pea shooter of a machine pistol. It helps a lot when you're trying to take out these drones. These drones are super annoying to shoot down using this machine pistol, especially if you're getting shot constantly, because it's jerking you around and putting your aim off. So that toughness is going to help me just reduce the flinch so that I can hopefully take out these drones a little bit easier here. But I find these things a real pain in the neck, but they're definitely not as bad as the attack helicopters we've had in the old survival mode we used to have in previous Call of Duties. I just have you just have to sort of, you know, make sure you don't take too much damage. Stay under some sort of cover in the map, and when they go still like that, just try and take them out. But they are a pain in the neck, these things. These ones early on here are pretty easy to take out, but later on you're going to get some that fire beam weapons that have a lot more armor and do a lot more damage as well. I think this is the second last one we got here. Take out this one. This should be the last one right here. Yeah, this is not really the ideal weapon. I mean, if I had assault rifles or SMGs, it would be a lot easier. Anyway, we got there in the end. Now, this objective can be one of the more problematic ones playing solo in the higher rounds, because you're going to have to just stand in one spot instead of moving around the map. But if you've got one of these bad boys, guys, this is just the basic non-upgraded turret that we've put down up here, and that is just going to rip through most of these bad guys. I'll probably not have to kill too many of them at all here. Basically, if they're outlined in yellow, you know that they are valid for this objective. So basically, any of them that are outlined in yellow, when you kill them while you're located in this defense area, will count towards the 10 defense kills that you need for this objective. And look at that! Our orbital support drop just got blasted out of the sky and rebounded off the this aircraft thing or whatever it is. Okay, we got a warbird. They're pretty cool, those things. Okay, didn't quite get that max ammo. Alright, where's these last few guys here? So we'll be using that spot there on that aircraft with the turret a fair bit later on, when we do a little bit of camping with the turrets. But we'll get into that when we get to that point in the game. Once they're upgraded and stuff like that, they're actually really deadly, those turrets. Okay, we're round 7. Let's see what we can get here. We can get weapon proficiency, so we'll upgrade our weapon proficiency a few times. It's not going to be super effective with this shotgun still, but I guess it's going to be a little bit better. And it changes your camo and stuff like that. It's worth mentioning too, if you are getting desperate for ammo, if you add an attachment or upgrade something like your weapon proficiency or anything like that, basically it's almost like you're getting a brand new weapon every time that you do that. So, you know, if you put a sight on the weapon, it's almost like you're getting a brand new weapon because it refills your ammo. So if you are planning on getting a sight or an attachment to your gun at some point, and you happen to be low on ammo and have to buy it anyway, the little tip there is just to get the attachment that you were going to get anyway later on, and that will refill the ammo at the same time. Okay, so basically just moving our way around the map here. These guys have got their SMGs now, but they don't do too much damage still at this point. These guys though, with the heavier armor and the beam weapons, they do a lot of damage. You have to be careful of those guys. They'll toast you if you just stand around taking it. The other thing with using this weapon is it's got a really slow reload on it. So you might have to cancel your reload every now and then, or switch to your secondary like that, if you're in a bit of a sticky situation. Okay, we've got another turret, which is pretty cool. That will just keep replenishing as long as you haven't got one down in the map already, or you haven't got one ready to use, which is always good. So I'm going to get some more weapon proficiency. As you see, as you get higher and higher levels of weapon proficiency, they do take more upgrade points to buy, but there is a maximum cap that you get to as well at a certain point. And we'll be upgrading some of these score streaks as well at some point in this game when we can do that. Now in this wave, you start getting these guys that are using the Exo Cloak. Just checking when I can get the Impact Exo Launcher, but that's still a little ways off. And yeah, these guys are going to be using their Cloak ability, most of them anyway in this round. You can still see them obviously, but they're a little bit harder to see. So just want to be a little bit careful with this. See, there's a couple of them down there. I'm just going to use my ammo in my current launcher because I'm going to be upgrading that to the Impact Launcher, which in my opinion is the most useful launcher for Exo Survival. I have tried to use the Spike drone launcher, whatever it is, that you can get, but it's not that great. Even though you can pick up the Spike or retract it, it's just not that effective compared to the Impact Launcher in my opinion. I really don't like this camo on the shotgun, this white camo. It doesn't look that good. Where are you hiding back there? These guys really do hide behind cover. Really, really well. They can be hard to get. Like, you can almost chase them around and around something because they hide in the cover all the time. Okay, we got another ammo drop, which is good. We must be getting close to the end of the round here. There we go. Alright, we've got 8 upgrade points. Let's go take a look at what we can get, see if we've got armor unlocked yet. Not quite. We'll just start the next round. So another objective round, and this objective is another easy one. Basically all you have to do is kill enemies and then they will drop a little yellow looking thing, intel, and you basically have to pick up 3 of those things and you've done the objective, so it's actually pretty easy. I'm going to be camping here in this spot for this round, and you can see it on the minimap as well. You can see on the minimap the little yellow marker for when they do drop the intel, so keep an eye out for that. Let's see what we get here. I'll go with Overcharge. That gives us extra life on our Exo abilities, as well as a bit of a stun effect when you do the Exo Slam. Although I've noticed that doesn't really seem very effective. Picking up one of the pieces of intel there. So yeah, those drones really start to cause problems later on if you're trying to camp outside like this, but we got there in the end. We got all the intel. Have to be careful here because I'm taking some damage. Let's get out of here. Okay, so I've got at least 1 or 2 of these guys left, as well as the drones to take out. I might leave the drones till last. Now, if you ever do take too much damage, you can always pop your Exo ability and go invisible, because even if they see you, when you hit the Exo ability and do go invisible, they will stop shooting at you. And that can also be quite useful for taking out the drones, because they won't be shooting at you, they'll just be sitting there in the sky if you use your Exo ability. But the downside is you use up your batteries and you have to buy them back once they run out, so we're not going to waste it too much. Try and take this last guy out here. There we go. Alright, please give me some armor. Alright. So yeah, you want to get as much armor as quickly as you can, because obviously this is not the heaviest of classes, and it helps you survive a lot of the punishment you're going to be taking in the later rounds. Still can't quite get the contact grenade launcher. Okay, so I think we've got 1 heavy mech to deal with here in this round. This is the first time that you encounter these guys. And these guys take a ton of damage. The weak spot is the head, as you would probably guess. And they also have this little suicide drone that basically flies at you and explodes. But if you can try to hit them in the head, you can see a couple of times you'll get that sparking effect, which is the armor, I guess, breaking off or whatever. But I don't think I'm going to kill this guy with this machine pistol too effectively. Trouble is, I've only got my shotgun as my other weapon, which I have to get up close with. Now, one little tip with these guys, if you need to, you can just get on top of a rooftop, and they can't climb up on the rooftop in these suits, so you can just basically rain fire down on their heads, and then, you know, step back a little bit to get into cover if you're up on a rooftop. But we might actually have to resort to that in a second here. I do have to get up close here, though, to use this shotgun. That's the only thing.
Incoming support drop. Load up.
Okay, we got another support drop, which is cool. Let's see what we get this time in a second. Where is he? They've got a ton of armor, these guys. But you can one-shot them, guys, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later on. They actually become pretty easy to take out. There we go, finally got him.
Load up if you need to.
Okay, we might go with the flak jacket because we are getting a lot of grenades coming at us.
How did you